Nobody trusts anybody now.
Hey guys, Blame Truth here. The Blame Wiser is open. It's sitting on the table. I'm gonna put the bottle cap down. The stuff I have found out the past few days is gonna blow your fucking mind. It blew my mind. I gotta be honest with you too. I might have to apologize to the Battlefield community by the end of this video because I may be completely wrong about you. There may be something else going on. And after I made my last video where I criticized the Battlefield community for complaining about the wrong things, something just was off about the whole thing. Something just didn't sit right with me. You guys ever get that gut feeling that something's just not fucking right? And then something not right happens and you're like, wow, I should trust my gut way more? Well, that happened to me. And I don't even know where to begin with this. I went down the most rabbity hole of rabbit holes, we'll just say. That's such bad grammar. Regardless though, guys, let's get right on into the meat and potatoes here. I've got a few new viewers that keep saying to shorten my videos. I don't think you guys want that. Can you guys comment? Let me know. Should I wrap this stuff up a little quicker? I don't know, man. It's in my catchphrase. Like, I got a lot I want to get off my chest. So again, where do I even start here? I need to section everything off in timestamps like I usually do if you guys are stretched for time. But there's just so much I want to cover. And there is a conspiracy theory straight brewing here. If you guys could, you know I don't ask this often at the start, but like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a support comment. Just engage with the video so the algorithm pushes it out there, because I have some stuff I found that is just so fucking insane. And some of it is 100% true. Some of it is a guesstimation, but you need to hear it and draw your own conclusions. AAA Gaming, the whole thing is just crooked. I feel like I'm covering the fucking mob here with this video. First and foremost, I guess I should lay the groundwork and talk about Black Ops 7 just a little bit to kind of, I don't know, segue into the main topic of this particular video. We don't have a sponsor for this video, so it's just going to be straight balls to the wall information. So let's start with this. Black Ops 7 prestige icons. Man, these are fucking terrible. Now, the obvious thing is these are AI generated. They look AI generated. If they're not AI generated, then they're just flat out bad. It's getting to a point where I can't tell just bad artwork from AI generated bad artwork. I mean, these look terrible. I'm not gonna lose my shit over it. I'm not, but it's not a good sign for things to come with Black Ops 7. Like, this is what they're showing us before the game comes out to hype us up, by the way. So this is like probably some of the better shit in the game as far as artwork goes. It's not good though. Like, okay, let me ask you guys in the comment section. Are these AI generated, do you think? I got this very interesting email which points to the fact that they probably are. I got an email that says, I commented on COD's newest Instagram post from Treyarch showing prestige emblems, so I just commented Midjourney cooked. Midjourney, if you don't know, is the most advanced AI photo model. I got 50 plus likes from other IG users and my comment got deleted. That makes him seem a little guilty, huh? I mean, it does. Why would you delete it otherwise? But regardless, this is the perfect segue. We know Call of Duty is all about AI in 2024 onward. And they're also about shady business practices, deception, you name it, man. It's got to be the scummiest company allowed to still exist. They have so much money, they can just get away with all this bullshit. Here's the thing though, EA is not far behind them, and I found out something doing some research yesterday, which I also need to show you first to kind of lay the groundwork for where I'm going with this video and this particular conspiracy theory, which I don't think it's very far-fetched at all once you see all the fucking evidence, okay? I had no idea this was a thing, but it is a thing that fucking happened with Battlefield 2042. 2042. But please corroborate this. Please verify this, because, I mean, other people have on the subreddit, but I want to see someone in the comments be like, yeah, that was a thing that happened. It was proven right. Check this out. This is fucking nuts. This is an Activision move if I have ever seen one. So 4 years ago, on the Battlefield 2042 subreddit, someone says this: I'm pretty confident EA is using bots to boost optimistic posts and comments. The mods, of course, removed this, but it got a good amount of upvotes there. 104, it's not bad. And then in the comments section, I was shocked when I found this, and I'll explain how I even got here as the video progresses. But this person says, laughing my fucking ass off, this dude was right, and everybody blew him off. And I'm like, what? This is the top comment on this particular thread. Someone else says, this person was correct the whole time. I never commented to this thread because I truly wanted to see how it would all play out over time. Glad I checked in again. This is pretty damning. That is absolutely insane. And there's another thread which unfortunately was removed, but with the help of some old screenshots and old Reddit stuff, we can check it out. Here's some more evidence of the matter. Remember, gaming is a billion-dollar business. Those articles claiming toxicity is just EA/DICE doing damage control. I may be a cynical person, but you all really need to be very wary nowadays with the use of social media and how companies are exploiting such tools for their own gain. Keep in mind, this is like 3 or 4 years ago, okay? All these stories around toxicity are to divert attention towards the bad reputation the game, Battlefield 2042, is getting. And a company as wealthy as EA has the means to achieve this, believe me. Just to give you an idea of how they love to manipulate people, check out this post I submitted back before launch after I noticed a trend of one account getting the top post of this subreddit by posting positive tweets from developers and all the bullshit to try to cover the mess this game is. I raised alarms that it may be a bot or community manager for DICE/EA. I of course got downvoted to hell, but check the profile now, not a single post in 55 days. This shit happened 24/7 on every social media, be it politics, entertainment, or product placement. Keep alert out there. This is just nuts. I gotta take a beer break. Give me just a sec. You guys know I've covered a few quote-unquote conspiracy theories, and when I say this, I mean, guys, I ended up being fucking right about most things. There was a conspiracy theory I covered, and my channel, my longtime viewers can back me up on this. They can corroborate this. I said that they were most likely testing AI bots in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer because the subreddit was saying, like, there are people playing really weird in my games, in my multiplayer games. I said, it's a possibility they are testing these AI bots out in Modern Warfare 3, either to dial in some sort of matchmaking thing or to test them out to implement them later on. And lo and behold, about a year later, it turned out to be pretty much true. Now, these were all rumors, nothing was verified, but I mean, we don't work for the company. So a lot of people saying, hey, there's a lot of bot-like players in my lobbies, what's going on? I mean, that's never really happened to this extent that particular year with Modern Warfare 3. Even I had a weird experience, and I put it on my channel with video evidence or whatever. Just a lot of shit, a lot of weird shit going on. A year later, they ended up releasing Warzone Casual with bots. It's like this conspiracy theory is not even far-fetched. Like, games use bots. It is totally reasonable, totally believable that Activision would have been testing them out on us because they've tested shit out before on us, and they showed us that with their SBMM tests or whatever, where they would turn it off and then be like, no, see, it's actually bad for the game. And yet, like 2 years later, they take it out as a fucking selling point for Black Ops 7. So absolutely nothing they say or do can be trusted. I told you guys, and my longtime viewers can back me up here. The matchmaking system they have in the game, it's EOMM, engagement optimized matchmaking. It's not there to retain players, it's there to fool players, rig matches, and get players to go to the fucking store. It's the same logic used in casinos, guys. I am not making any of that up. That was a quote-unquote conspiracy theory. And yet, player retention falls off a fucking cliff. They make no mention of this SBMM test they ran, which they claim was great for player retention and great for the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's gone now because Battlefield 6 actually gave them competition. So that's conspiracy theory number 2 I was fucking right on. Okay? And I'm saying all of this now because I have another conspiracy theory that I was looking into. The reason I found that stuff about Battlefield 2042 using bots in the subreddit to make the social media, like presence seem more positive is because I am 99% sure that the opposite is happening. And that post I covered in my last video was from some sort of Activision worker. And look, that sounds a little insane, but what I just showed you, verifiably proven, is insane. So get a load of this and draw your own motherfucking conclusions, because the only company out there shadier than EA is Activision motherfucking Blizzard. Check this out. I covered this thread basically complaining about the artwork for Battlefield 6 in the last video with like 21,000, 22,000 upvotes or whatever on Reddit. But something was off about it. I kept going back to it. When you actually look through the comments section here, it's against the post, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, the majority of the comments are calling this AI slop garbage. This guy even says, default username, word number, and profile activity is hidden. Classic. Other people are just saying it's straight up AI. It's an AI generated post, like ChatGPT cooked up some fucking negative Battlefield 6 post about Season 1. And I mean, people keep going on and on in the comments section, just ragging on the post. It does not make any sense whatsoever that this has 21,000 upvotes. I know the Battlefield 6 community can be negative, but it's usually over skins and whatnot. It's not over just, I don't know, this stupid like image for Season 1, which is what this thread is about. And if you look through everyone like commenting here, they're against this post. So how in the fuck did it get 21,000 upvotes? Seriously, it makes zero sense. There's like one guy comparing this to COD Warzone, but even this comment is not like super negative enough to like upvote this thread or whatever. Every other comment I have seen from judging from like sorted from the top is against the fucking thread. This is incredibly bizarre, but it all makes perfect fucking sense when you compare it to what I just showed you at the, forefront of this video. Does it not? Does this not seem like someone planting negative seeds from a rival fucking company here? Now, here's the very interesting thing. I actually looked into this particular Reddit user's profile. Unfortunately, it is hidden. It's private. Everything that he posts is private. So that should be the end of it, right? Well, not exactly, because Reddit's security features are pretty fucking shit. Now, I'm not Mr. Robot here. I'm not hacking into the mainframe. I'm just doing some simple workarounds to actually see what this guy has posted on Reddit. And there is some incredibly damning evidence that this guy actually is a fucking worker for Call of Duty or Activision. Very peculiar, by the way, that they also didn't come back to that thread and say anything. They posted it and they didn't respond to any comments whatsoever. Again, this could all be just an incredible coincidence. However, I'll let you guys be the judge here, okay? I'm just going to show you the evidence and you draw your own conclusions, but check this out. So if you go to the Reddit search feature and you type in author and then the Reddit username, you can see what they posted even if they have their stuff private. The top 3 posts here on this person's profile that they posted are very, I don't know, they're very coincidental, we'll just say. There's a ChatGPT one, there is one on r/phishing, and then right there in the middle on r/anti-work. This is what makes me believe that this person is possibly an Activision Blizzard / Call of Duty employee. Mandatory AI generated training doesn't even pronounce our company name correctly. When I click on the thread, let's just check it out, okay? As if hour-long mandatory regulatory training isn't miserable enough, my colleagues and I now have to sit through endless AI-generated and spoken slides which constantly mispronounces the name of our own company. The technology just isn't there yet, but here we are. Mind-numbing doesn't even come close. There is a direct correlation to this being Activision Blizzard. Now, this could be a lot of companies. This could be a giant coincidence. I'm not denying that. But look at this, okay? Last year, this person wrote on a particular website, Activision Blizzard has reportedly approved the use of generative AI tools, including Midjourney, what I showed you earlier, and Stable Diffusion for producing concept art and marketing materials. This is according to a recent investigation by Wired, which obtained an internal memo from Activision's then Chief Technology Officer, Michael Vance, that approved the use of these generative AI tools. Now, we all know that AI is overtaking Microsoft and Call of Duty. The devs are basically required to work with it. Like, it's mandatory that they work with it. This is exactly what this thread is entailing here. This is exactly what's going on at Activision Blizzard. I mean, it is a fuck of a coincidence. It is a fuck of a coincidence that all of these things I have showed you in this video seem to be connected. It could be a giant coincidence. It could. But man, it doesn't seem like it, does it? Would it be out of the realm of possibility that Activision Blizzard knows about Battlefield 2042, knows about EA DICE botting positivity, getting caught, and then sending workers there to post like these ChatGPT scripts saying this game sucks or whatever, and then botting the likes for it to make it look like Battlefield 6 is not all it's cracked up to be? I mean, I criticized them, like I fell for it, and I criticized the Battlefield 6 community. I even called them the dreaded R word. Like, not all of them, of course, but the people who upvoted this thread, the people who, you know, agreed with this person writing this, quote unquote, writing this, I mean, they got me. They got me to talk negatively about Battlefield 6. That was their intended purpose with this thread, I do believe. But it actually gets worse. It actually goes deeper, and this is really stretching it. I get this part of the video right here is really stretching it, but I did some more research into this guy's posts. Take a look at this, guys. So I looked through all of this guy's posts, and none of them sound like AI except for that one on the Battlefield subreddit that got like 21,000 upvotes or whatever. The rest are pretty normal. Like, this is clearly a real person, from what I can tell, and he even posted this funny Warcry video on the Battlefield subreddit 25 days ago. So what's interesting about this, what I found incredibly interesting about this, is you can see the guy's gamer tag, Steam ID, EA ID, whatever. If we zoom in, this word is incredibly familiar. Phalnax64. For those listening to this video in the car or whatever, that's Phalnax 64. Now, Phalnax is not a real word. I'm assuming this is a play on the word phalanx. I think that is a very reasonable deduction on what he is referencing with his particular name here. Now, Phalanx is a game. It's like super old. It's from 1991, so it could be a reference to that. He does have 64 in his name as well, which is a reference to Nintendo 64, I am assuming. There is no Phalanx or Phalnax 64 game that I can find searching or whatever. But yeah, Phalanx was an old, like, 1991 horizontally scrolling shooter. So it could be that, and this could be a big fucking nothing burger. However, there is another usage of this word, and when I saw it, I'm like, this is something from Call of Duty I have seen before. I know I have fucking covered this before. What is it? Well, on the, like, innocent side, which could be a coincidence, it is a challenge in Black Ops 6. A Phalanx challenge is a challenge in Black Ops 6. And you might be saying, well, BT, you're just reaching here. This does not mean anything. And normally, I would agree with you. However, there was something that happened, and thank God I remembered this, because it was like burning a hole in my brain for the past day, trying to think back of where I have seen the word Phalanx as it pertains to Call of Duty. And finally, after squeezing all the juices out of my memory banks, I remembered what it was, and I made a video on it. Take a look at this. So this is a screenshot from the midpoint of Black Ops 6's life cycle, I do believe it was, where some dev fucked up something internally and pushed out, like, the dev playlist, the private dev playlists for Black Ops 6. So if you tried to play these on the full game, it would, like, glitch out or the game would crash or something like that. And this was only up for a couple of minutes, like 15 minutes or so. But there is a word here, and there's also another word which goes back to the whole bot thing, which I find very, very coincidental, but there it is, front and center. TDM bots Phalanx testing. This, again, could be a giant coincidence, but it's such a rare random word. You know, like, it's just such a rare random word that I keep seeing show up in Call of Duty with that challenge and then with this. Also, bots. This was before, I think, the Warzone casual mode came out or whatever. So bots in multiplayer was like this thing that was still a rumor, and people were saying it was there for MW3, but they couldn't prove it. Some people were saying that it was there for Black Ops 6 as well. And then there it is in the fucking dev playlists, like bots. But also Phalanx testing. It's just such a specific word that has popped up twice now as it pertains to Call of Duty. And then this guy's name is a direct reference to that word. Like, it's fucking just odd. Is it not odd? And again, maybe I am reaching. Maybe I am just reaching towards the fucking heavens here, and this is all just nothing. You know, maybe this is all just one gigantic coincidence, and I'm finding correlations where there are no correlations, and what have you. You guys can be the judge. I'm not going to say one way or another, but I will just show you this to lead us out here. 22 days ago from Deleted said this, what I am saying in this video. I feel like there's a lot of bot posts here, purposely spreading negative fodder. I have noticed that a lot of the top posts on here lately that are complaining of X thing or calling for some sort of change in a very shouty loud way seem to be from accounts that are less than 5 months to only weeks old. They barely have any post history, and all of a sudden within 24 hours they are absolutely addicted to the Battlefield subreddit and are in every comment section of every other post. I'm not sure if it's brigading or astroturfing. I find that it makes the entire front page feel like Groundhog Day. Guys, I'm just gonna say this. With EA and Activision, we are dealing with two scummy companies that want money, first and foremost. Don't trust anything you see online. If it looks weird or you got a weird gut feeling about it, don't fucking buy it. And I'm gonna say this right now. That post that I covered in my last video, I want to apologize to the Battlefield community, because honestly, I'm not buying it as legit now. I'm not buying it as a legitimate complaint. And I would have never even thought Activision or EA would have gone this far if it wasn't for me accidentally finding that Battlefield 2042 positivity bot farm. I am going to do my best to remain impartial. I wouldn't even trust a lot of people that are in bed with these companies, because who knows what they are going to do, who knows what they're being paid to do. I mean, we all know that like certain creators get paid to say a game is good or whatever. We might be in the timeline where creators are paid to say an opposing game, a rival game, is bad. It's weird out there, man. Regardless, fact check everything. I'll try to remain as impartial as I can. I promise, right hand to God, I will not sell out to these companies. If they try to email me and get me to sell out to them, I'll let you guys know, so they shouldn't do it. But regardless, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you on the next one. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Again, get this out there so people can see it and see what's going on here. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.